Hey guys, welcome back to Boosted Gaming. So today we'll be bringing you a brand new build video. This one is been specific to the Iron Horse raid, typically boss 2 and boss 4, Charlie side doors on boss 2 and left or right side doors on boss 4, it doesn't really matter. But it's going to allow you to do awesome crowd control and maintain, well, you're not even going to have ads because you're going to be keeping them at the door. So that's a plus. But anyway guys, don't forget to click here and let's roll it. Alright guys, so diving right into this whole build here. This is our tamper-proof build. This is a build that I'm going to be running a lot more on Iron Horse, especially when it comes to bosses 2 and 4. Primarily because we know exactly where the spawns are going to be for doors, especially if you're on Charlie's side. This build works fantastic. And then you obviously have the left and the right sides on boss 4, where this build will surely shine. So as you can see here, we've opted for the survivalist specialization. Primarily because we're going to be doing a little bit of status effect. We're going to be allowing our teammates to do more damage to those enemies with some status effects on them. We're going to be shocking. We're going to be lighting them on fire. We're going to be going through the whole line with them. All right, going into our weapons here, you can see we've opted for a SIG 556. This one has In Sync as a talent. It's got some decent rolls on it as well. In Sync is kind of key though because you're going to be granting skill damage for 5 seconds as well as weapon damage for 5 seconds, 15% skill, 50% weapon, anytime you hit an enemy with your shots, or if you're using a skill and you're damaging an enemy with that skill. So those are going to proc all at the same time, which means your damage increase is going to be doubled because both buffs are going to be always active. So you'll actually be doing double the damage because both of those are active. Secondary weapon, you can see we've opted here for the Bullet King. As a lot of you know, I do the Bullet King primarily because I just pull it out and I can start shooting. I don't need to worry about reloading. It's one of those weapons where if I'm in a tight spot and I just can't reload, well, there it is. Immediately start popping rounds downrange, call it a day. You can see we've opted for the TDI card custom. So the reason we've gone with the TDI card custom is because of that skill tier. As a lot of you guys know, I really like using this because it gives us that extra skill tier, even though we're not taking advantage of it, but it's my go-to pistol for pretty much every build now. Getting into the gear pieces here, you can see we've opted for a Murakami Industries mask. So we've gone with this because of the skill duration. And obviously you can see we have skill haste, we have status effects, we have a skill haste mod in there. So not bad overall. And again, the core attribute is a skill tier, so it's an all yellow build, but for good reason. You can see here we've gone with a Handy chest. This is piece 1 of 2. The one piece unlocks the skill haste of 10%. And you can see this also rolled with skill haste, skill damage, and duration. The talent we went with was tamper-proof. So any enemy that walks within 3 meters of your hive, your turret, your pulse are shocked, right? And your arm time is 2 seconds, cooldown's 10 seconds. So that is literally going to be right at the door. You're going to drop that turret right at the door. And yeah, that's going to shock them, allow you to put them down, allow your team to put them down. They're not even going to get outside the door before they're on the floor. Getting into the holster here, we can see we've gone with a Wyvern, primarily because it brings skill damage into the mix with a one piece. You can see this also rolled with status effects as well as additional skill damage. Getting into our second piece of Wyvern, you can see this also brings with it status effects. And then you can see this when we rolled with some health because obviously you guys know I like having a little bit of survivability. We easily could have done some skill damage here and maximized our overall output. So you could either roll damage here if you'd like. I opted for health. But then you can also see it also came with some skill haste. Moving on up to the gloves, you can see that we've actually gone with our second piece of Hannah U. So this is going to bring with it some skill damage, skill haste, and then that 2-piece Hannah U is now going to unlock an additional 10% skill damage. So we're building into that ever so slightly. And then obviously we've opted for the Memento backpack. Why? 1, it gives us a yellow tier. But 2, it also gives us additional weapon damage and armor on top of that. So it's going to help us out, round everything out. And then you can see our mod here is a 10% skill duration. Talents, as you guys know, kill confirmed. It's going to proc trophies. You got a long-term buff and a short-term buff. Your short-term buff would be 5% weapon damage, 10% bonus armor, and 5% skill efficiency. Going down to the long-term buff, it's 1% weapon damage, 1% skill efficiency, and 0.1% armor regen for 300 seconds. And that stacks up to a max of 30 stacks. So long-term buffs, short-term buffs. Again, we're not taking full advantage of it, but I just like the fact that we're going to be getting that extra weapon damage while keeping the yellow and getting armor. So we're using it more for the core attributes more than anything else. Getting on down into the skills down here, you can see we've opted for the assault turret. Like I said, toss your turret out, and this is immediately going to shock anybody that walks within a certain distance of it. And again, it's a fantastic thing because we're going to be trapping them right at the door. We're not even letting them out of the door. They're going to be trapped at the door. So let them get shocked, let them get put down hard. Then you guys can see we've actually opted for a decoy. So the reason we've gone with the decoy is because, as you can see, the threat that this decoy puts out is 190%. Health on it is 3.7 million. And the duration is going to be 47 seconds. So that thing's literally going to stay up forever. And the enemies are going to focus this more than they focus you. So you put this up next to the door. You put that next to your turret. So not only are you shocking them, but you're giving them something else to focus on when they first come out. So your team is able just to literally light these guys up without any kind of worry, right? So that's it, guys. That's it for the build. It's pretty quick and easy. It's essentially a skill build. As you can see, it's built into all yellows, which is my go-to. I love my skill builds, but you can see that we opted for a different specialization because it's going to give your team an extra 10% damage to status-affected enemies. So if you're tossing that flame grenade out there, when they're shocked, your team's going to be doing additional damage. And like I said, because it's a full yellow, it takes full advantage of that decoy. So it gives your team that much more time to focus those enemies. Then they're not going to get focused themselves. So you could opt for the mechanical animal as well for this build to put yourself into overcharge and give yourself that much more survivability or that much more skill damage. Again, I'm going to be playing around with it a little bit more, but I do like In Sync for this. But again, you could go mechanical animal because you're already at tier 6, so you're going to go immediately into overcharge. So that'd be a really good play on it as well. But hopefully you guys like the video. Hopefully you guys take something out of it. Use this as a template. Let me know what you guys are running for your tamper-proof builds for Iron Horse. Drop those down below in the comments, okay? And guys, make sure you also visit down below in the description. We have a link down there for our TSW Discord. That's where you find me and Team TSW. Lots of girls and guys over there are always looking to help you guys out with anything you need. Division, Destiny, and now Watch Dogs related. So make sure you hit that up. Join us there. It's a fun place to be, guys. Huge community. Always trying to help out. Also, make sure you drop a like, hit that sub button to support the channel. And guys, thank you for visiting again. Thanks for spending some time with me. Thanks for checking out the video. And until the next one, I'm out. Peace.